Hello, today we're going to take a look at SCH owned iPads and Apple IDs. So when you get an SCH issued iPad, you also get access to an SCH Apple ID, which allows you to download free apps from the Apple App Store, as well as free and paid for apps in self-service. Just like you have on your Mac, on your iPads, we have self-service as well. Now, if you have an SCH owned iPad and you don't have self-service, we need you to turn it into us to just run a quick update for it. Usually takes about an hour or so. Okay, so just to clarify again, when you get an SCH owned iPad, you also get access to an SCH Apple ID for downloading free apps from the Apple App Store and free and paid for apps in self-service. Now, there are other things that you might use an Apple ID for, including FaceTime, which is a video conferencing technology. You might use it for messages as a way to do sort of like text messaging from your computer and iPad and phone, but it's not the same as text. You have to be able to communicate with people who have iMessage, essentially an Apple product on the other end. Or you may be doing iCloud backups or sharing your photo stream. But many of these things you want to use your personal Apple ID. You don't want to use the school issued Apple ID. And the reason is if you use messages, FaceTime, photo stream, iCloud with a shared Apple ID like faculty apps at sch.org, anyone who logs into those services can see your pictures, your iMessages, your FaceTime, or your iCloud backups. So you want to be sure to keep these separate. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. I'm going to go into Settings, and when I'm in Settings, I'll scroll down and tap iTunes and App Store. And here, this is where you want to use the faculty apps at sch.org, Apple ID, and be logged in. This will allow you to download free apps from the App Store and free and paid for apps in self-service. If you also want to use FaceTime, you can log in with a separate Apple ID. And here's where you would want to use your personal Apple ID. Same with messages. Essentially, you can log in or sign in or out from an Apple ID, as you see here. Now I'm currently logged in with my personal Apple ID on messages, and that's so I can communicate internally in the school, but also on a personal level. And then there's iCloud. So iCloud, I am also logged in with my personal account. Any of these accounts can simply be logged in and logged out of. You can delete an account from your computer at any time, and all that does is delete information from your computer if you say OK. For example, here, if I delete, it's telling me that all documents and PhotoStream photos stored in iCloud will be deleted from this iPad. And that's okay if I choose that, because if I'm doing iCloud, it's all backed up in the proverbial cloud anyhow. So just to recap, be sure that you're using the SCH issued Apple ID for iTunes and App Store only. For messages, FaceTime, iCloud, and PhotoStream sharing, be sure to use your own personal Apple ID. Thanks for listening today, and hope you have a wonderful next few days. Thanks.